Like mid stretch. Okay, gamers. Oh, I need to stretch again though. Okay. Where was I? Alright, hang on. Oh, my shoulder. My pathetic little shoulders. Okay. Okay. Where was I? Oh, yes. Endwalker. That's where we are. Hang on, I gotta change my... Oh, my poor computer. Endwalker on Aether because Aether Capway gets his turn. Continuing. On my alt. Shit, you know what? Yeah, no. Okay, Pogger gamers. Okay. We need to continue this. Well, I don't need to continue this. I want to continue this, rather. It gives us something to do before reset, anyway. Let's go piss off the forum. Let's piss them off so bad they try to expel us from the city. So, fun fact, when I was playing on Aether yesterday, I ran to the other Ethernet, so I can just beepity boppity teleport. Aether Capway gets his turn. Let's read! The Shylians suck. Right. I'm trying to figure. I don't remember which book we have to read, so you know what they say. If you don't remember, just hit them all, right? That doesn't sound. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. No. Yes. I don't remember. Crying. I don't remember what book it is. They all look the same. So I've learned that the Shirelians suck, and I love that we tried to read books as if they wouldn't strip all knowledge that we were possibly looking for. I love how I've unironically done both streams at night of the nighttime game. We're reading at 2 a.m. Don't you ever get the urge to do a 2 a.m. visit to the library? No? Okay. Hello, my fellow nerds. It's 2 a.m. in game. It's a 2 a.m. visit. Imagine being kicked out. Couldn't be me. Actually, wait. No, that was a terrible song. Look at this Catboy. Oh yeah, you guys will mend it at the end of MSQ. Oh right, it's time for Catboy backstory. He's actually... Corvus, which is going to pop up at some point in this game because they have mentioned Corvus one too many times. Is this to make up for Boastia never being mentioned? Look at this nerd. They played hot potato with the cat. Freaking nerds. See, Corvus, if Corvus is the next Bosia, it better be more fun, because Bosia's not that good. Yuriko is better. Alright, go team. We've got our nerds. Team 1 duo. Our next set of nerds. On Carl's episode of I Wasn't There, so tell me about it. You see, the final days. my wife Fana, she tried to stop it. They lost creation magic. A real pity. Oh, don't worry, Alfina. We'll have our own time to study the final days. Meteion is loud, it's true. Come forth, Zodiac. Wait, no. Well, you see, he protected the planet in an ether thing, and it prevented Meteion's bad vibes from hitting us, and then yeah. It's funny because this is all just Daniel's really roundabout way to get Zodiac deaded. As was his plan. Let's piss off the forum. Time to study like the nerds we are at 4 a.m. They'll never expect it. Arizona timer is still sitting at early in the morning. The game got started at 2. You should. Like, we would not be finding any knowledge of this on the stinking shelves. Yeah, they're keeping a pretty big secret. They chatted with Heidelin. The gang pulls a 4 a.m. study session. He's such a nerd. And now Alizea and I are gonna go vibe. Time for a 5 a.m. last stand session. During this a really funny ARC typed, the gang pulls a 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. study session. Cause you know, as you do. Can I have the burger, though? When I went for a good, decent burger. I'm actually gonna have tacos tonight, so, you know. I get to add to my resume that I can be a... No one knows me. Totally not the Warrior of Light. Yep, definitely not. How is Walt passing this off? Like... Puts down food. So, hey, you hear about the end of the world? Something, something, the Gleaners are busy. Isn't this nice?
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Isn't this nice? Having a nice chill time.
It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant. Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Charlian? Graham said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length. Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt.
Listen, your dad's just very stressed. I don't like the guy, but
when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war.
He's just got a really tough job, which is,
Neither did Alpha,
prepping to leave.
Never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been. How being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family.
It does.
If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently.
Row, 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 you're about to hand the empty stream.
Must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos.
The what now? Just remember, they were so determined to stay away from people.
The island.
They built their own
Giant is
underground
famous for
island.
archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples. Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility. Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat.
You were also like 4 when you lived here.
Wait, didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual? Well, I think
Yeah, they're
the
pretty
ones
stressed
we
as
saw
well.
running those boats. And gleaners answer to the forum. If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the forum is planning.
Yeah. We're on top of it. Let's go down to underground adventures. Wrong way. It's this way. Where are my friends? Everyone good from their 2 a.m. Asian time study session? Why is it called a tea break if we were drinking coffee? Hang on. That's the real question. So the Gleaners are pretty freaking stressed. These events are so correlated. Let's go, team. Me, who's legit never been down there. No, wait, Carl. I still want Raha rate, so we're best friends. I mean, I'm a cowboy stan, so... Right, this is where we gotta follow LIII to a literal extent. Okay, now, watch as my fellow redhead cowboy triggers security by accidentally touching a mammoth. Also, go learn levitate. He's gonna go learn forbidden magics. Like a nerd. Follow LIII. Okay, well, but I know that can I run in front of her? Ma'am, keep up with me. I walk faster than you. Ma'am, keep up with me. Yeah, I'm right here. Oh, now we run. Oh, bro. Your run is not even... When it's a follow mission, but when you run them. Follow me, who already knows the path because I've been to Labyrinthos. It's right there. I love this system. It's just very funny when you already know where to go. Stairs can't stop me. Turn. It's a follow mission. When the objective is follow, but you already know where you're going. Let me go downstairs.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves, and this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge, buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
We made it. Labyrinthos.
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Imagine being that much of a nerd.
Aren't those people
private
cleaners?
private.
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken.
I mean, imagine being overworked.
It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Let's go, team. Capo with the
Let's
best
spread out
says
and
it's
get
time
some
to get some answers. And see the singular MSQ male Vera.
Ugh.
Sorry if Ana's trying to talk to you right now.
Did you call to me just now?
No, it's Heidelin.
No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent.
No, it's
I'll be
Heidelin.
fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
See, the fun thing with Kyle is she does have a part of the main story, but the only reason she's not on the poster, and this is my favorite fun fact about this dev team, when they designed the poster, they forgot to put Kyle on there, and Yoshi P didn't write it down on his note. And by then it was too late. I'm gonna talk to Aaronville last, because he's cool. What if they mix up the carrots? They're all tired and hate their jobs. Glorified rat catcher. Did I just kneel to get on her eye level? Ah yes, befriend him to be pals. I mean, he's the singular male Vera you see in main story. Obviously, there's the one that you see in Sage. But I love that we don't see any male Vera and just him. I work only for thanks. Stuff them in the shack. Yeah, I can do that. Just stuff them in there. Nice and gentle. What a nice place. Oh, I don't remember where they are. I just remember there's one that you have to chase like 3 times. Yeah. We chase it. Excuse me. Rat, can you come back? The fond memories of doing this day one. It's back here though. I remember it's in the corner. Get your butt in this stupid sack. When we get to the moon portion, should I only use the lunar whale? That would be funny. It's a Final Fantasy IV reference! He's just pretty chill. Alright, so the farm sucks. The forum is very, very suspicious. Just Hydaelyn trying to say hi. Sorry, wife. I miss Vana. I might actually stop and kill a troll for my XP on Red Mage. Hang on. Impromptu Pengu murder. It's on my hunt, and I'm right here. That's the first time I've done that. I've used acceleration thinking it was still the other version. Whoopsies. Alright. I just wanted my XP there. Onwards and upwards. I mean downwards. Technically now we're going down. Let me just attune to this ether, right? Which, for some reason, other than the Starly and Aether and Labyrinthus are covered in water. Imagine teleporting in and you get wet socks. It's like the worst feeling. Excuse me, let me browse your library. You're gonna tell me no, it's closed. The farm sucks. I don't like them, even though I know how this all goes. I still don't like them. I mean, I really don't. Okay, team. And now to go reunite with our epic male Viera friend. The real question is, where is he? Because I, once again, don't really remember. I think he's over. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Let me help you, dude. Green and Ka. Got it. I won't mess up. I messed up the last 2 times I've done this. Green. It's green. Pengu, don't jump the trigger. It's that one, I think. It's the green one. I got it. I don't jump the gun this time.
Fair shot. Nicely done. Let me truss this one up and I'll make my way over to you.
It's my friend.
There you are. Any new revelations?
No, I mean, I'm a great shot, but that's not new.
So you met with that gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill. I understand catching and bringing in creatures from the outside, but what's the point of chasing after ones already here?
Oh, it's a simple thing, really. Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose. Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a gleaner's duties. But not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
To the Forbidden Land!
The restricted section in the lower levels of Labyrinthos. Open only to a select few researchers handpicked by the Forum. The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside
See,
hands.
they're building a
Even
spaceship,
Archons are not privy
so
to the
technically
truth.
technology was right.
Those who are, the researchers involved in this secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely in the city.
Imagine being
and
a part
are
of it.
instead required to live in isolated quarters.
What could a facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill? An
You
experiment?
see, it's kind of complicated.
Possibly. I wasn't afforded an explanation. But judging by the requisition list given to me and my colleagues, I doubt it's
Aaronville is the
advanced
pinnacle. I
research.
was just told to grab this, and I love my job and would like to
I'd
keep
be
my
more
job, so
inclined
I
to
don't
believe
ask
that we're
questions.
making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
What? Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species too, able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil quality.
It's almost
and
like they're
purifying
preparing
water.
to move to another planet. Isn't that wild?
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
See, migration's not wrong either.
That's all
It's
it is, then.
just migrating to another
assumption.
planet.
Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations. Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward
Gotta work
you
that
as
9 to
deserved.
5. Amazon delivery.
Perhaps you might reward us after a fashion then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift. I will of course follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Awkward.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
Time to piss off the forum.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down. This path leads to the 33rd facet, a mine shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthos. While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the medial circuit below.
I never even knew such a place existed. Thank you.
Let's
This
go,
is the
team.
perfect solution.
You're quite welcome, but consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you do well to turn back.
Oop, he said I bid you good day. My bad. I hit X too soon. Bye, Aaronville, the cool male Vieira.
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine shaft.
Let's go piss off the forum. Woo! You know as you do. Spooky caves. But why must I fight things, I could have totally just snuck around. The AoE is so large for Earthly Star. Trying to figure out how far I want to go in MSQ'd it, and I think I want to do Tower of Zot, I think. But the thing is, Endwalker is really long. We're already an hour into this. And we're still in Labyrinthos. So we'll see, I guess. I kind of want to do Zot so I can level grind the rest of my stuff, like I have been. You're going to see I was doing Caster yesterday. Okay, pals. Okay, pals, we made it. Okay, but a quick murder session again. I'm right here. I may as well. I'm right here. I just kill while walking backwards or making. There it is. Smart Mansions 82. My daily hunts, dudes. Cause y'all know me, I love hunting. Okay, now let's go to where they patched out those grapes because players were obsessed with those grapes. It's a farm. Let's talk to the farmers and see what's up. Why are you all so working so urgently? Farmers. Man, this sucks. Imagine just living your daily farmer life, making, you know, tending to your crops, and then your boss comes in here and is like, yo, I need you to, like, do, like, 5,000 things. By the way, due next week. And the only assurance we're going to get is, hey, we'll explain it later. Look, another... Okay, they mentioned Corvus twice. I want to see how many times we mentioned Corvus. Corvus has just been mentioned one too many times for it to not be something in the future, whether it's Relic or... My fear, though, is because it's an Imperial thing, is it's just going to be just like Bostra. It's going to be Bostra 2 in terms of storyline, and I would rather not do that again. If you remember, I did not like Bostra. I really didn't. Let's look at the flower! It's...
Hard to look away, isn't it? But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion.
It's a piano version of Flow, I just realized.
You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true. This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy, dark subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with the collected wisdom of Charlian at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect. And there are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild.
I miss Fanar. The song is a piano version of Flow. I miss Fanar.
We've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin.
This flower comes from a very distant land.
To further complicate matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name.
It's called Elvis.
Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration. As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartbloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
I miss Fanar, that's my thought. Sorry, hearing Flow just makes me cry. Oh look, it's my friends interrupting my moment. Hi guys. I'm a Miko
I
breast
learned
bearing.
aught of interest.
Well, this flower has emotions. I mean, can read emotions.
A flower that reacts to one's feelings. Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
Well, I have, and I mean, it's gonna be a present from Banon in a moment.
This is all very fascinating. But as it
No,
stands,
no,
we
wait.
fail to gain any significant insight into the forum's undertaking.
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenville's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how to reduce
We know nothing, but it's okay because I do.
If only we could interrogate the forum members directly.
Let's just grab your father and be like, tell me the truth. But they can't, because they can't even speak about their duty. Because they did that one spell.
Isn't that the entrance to the arcade?
I can't.
Look, there. I think that's Erenville.
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
What if we listened in on him as frogs? Wait.
Erenville receives his orders from the forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a forum member? Or at least a close associate?
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's
I just
work,
remembered
nor
that
will
we're
we be
getting better
compelled to
grass
pass our
in a
comments.
bit in a future update because I'm
If you're not comfortable
sitting
taking
here.
part, I can do this alone.
No, it's okay. We can't always follow the rules.
I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions. And no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
Consequences be damned. That's the spirit.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all...
Looks over at Crow, who is obsessed with our flower. It's just because Banah's trying to chat with her. It's okay.
Cryo?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
I'm glad you agree.
Stairs.
Quickly! Erenville is on the move. We need to
Let's
get
go,
closer
team.
before we lose him.
Time to become a frog in an excellent thing.
Almost. I can almost reach you.
Alright, let's become frogs. She's just trying to talk to Highland. Should be straight path. Let's get frogged, LOL. Why risk being spotted when we can be nature instead? Why does she even know this spell? Why does he still know this? I mean nature, LOL. I'm a toad. Let us hippity hoppity along. I have to go right through the fate. Crap. Let's just walk around. I'm not here, LOL. Oh heck. I've been yoinked.
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory. We wish to make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work.
Thanks for working our 9 to 10 shift, no problem.
I'm bearing new tasks in need of your competent hand.
Please take this overtime work.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not
Work our 9 to 5 with 10 hours of overtime.
Scholars, and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment. What warrants such urgency?
In an age long past, Sharlayan was charged with a momentous duty. And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the air, the time has come for us to fulfill that charge.
They talked with Heidelin and she was like, lol.
But I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course. And when it has, you will understand that your toil was in service to the greatest good.
Then I will do your bidding. For now. But unless you wish the Gleaners to rise up in protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the forum.
Or they will then be ignored because the forum fucking sucks. Stare down.
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full.
What a guy,
While
honestly.
I do have my reservations about the forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart.
That's debatable.
Which is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
It involves ditching Aethers.
Wait! How did you know it was us?
If you mean to impersonate a toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
Alright, so we were 0 out of 10 on our toad performance. I love that he's just like, you tried to fool me, the dude who studies wildlife for a literal living. Alright, we weren't very good at toad life. But that's okay, let's go piss off the forum. They're gonna try to throw us out of the city! Let's go watch our friends be roasted by the Charlie and Popo. Oopsie daisy, we were sniffing around. They're afraid of a Mikote vest wearing Catboy, that's the true fear. Imagine, like, meeting, like, the Warrior of Light, and you're like, oh, he's probably, like, this some cool dude, and then I walk up in this freaking vest. This starter outfit that I've been wearing since, like, I got glam. As a joke, ever since Aroma Born. And I was really only wearing it because I didn't like any Aroma Born outfits. Oh wait, I have to talk with Kyle first and talk with Heidelin, and then I think we get a yep, that's right. She's gonna become possessed by Heidelin for like a minute, and I'm gonna speak with Fanak. Lays on the floor and starts to cry. I miss Fanak. I really do. Kyle! Give me my flower!
For you. The spell will keep it from wilting.
Gee,
She said you'd
thanks.
need it for the journey ahead. Will you speak with her now? I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
Casually becomes possessed. It's fine.
Thank you.
Hi, Vanna, I miss you. Whoa, what the fuck?
Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment. Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance.
My friend became Vanna, I miss you.
Though I might converse with you for a time, the incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest.
Yeah, can't wait to kill you at 89.
After
Wait, no.
the sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea, here in the source, where I ferried her soul. I wished that gentle spirit to find rest in the world she loved so well. Her, and another who may yet have a part to play, though that will depend on you. Take the flower. Walk free, for you are free, to go where you wish, to believe what you will.
I have a flower.
That blue will be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy. Surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free, and bear the light for others to follow. Together, raise it aloft and let it shine, till the end, blinding and radiant.
That was all too brief. Already she seems so far away.
I miss Vanna. I really do.
My apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into Labyrinthos, I have
Heidelin was just trying to talk with her.
straining to reach out. Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection at first. So weak and tenuous it was. Once I took hold of that wispy thread. Imagine my surprise to discover it was Heidelin herself. Needless to say, it seemed wise to learn what we could before letting go. Her answers were more cryptic than I would have liked, but at least she left us with a guide of sorts.
Yeah, the Elpis flower. It'll help us. It's a surprise tool that'll help us later.
Yes, we are definitely making progress.
It's literally the definition of a surprise tool.
You
It'll
can't
help us
be
later.
serious. We've done nothing
Ah, yes.
wrong.
Now we have to be arrested by the popos.
Master Fortuno, what business has the Forum with us?
Obstruction and suppression, apparently.
That's weird.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions' entrance into Sharlayan by claiming them as assistants for your
Technically,
organization.
I am here to assist.
We are aware of your investigations.
Look,
After alerting the
dude,
major
since when is that?
institutions to the presence of
Screw this man.
potential we received
I know why he's doing everything, and I know he kind of repairs relations with the kids. Does not mean I have to like him.
a group operating under the auspices of the students, skulking about Labyrinthos and engaging in clandestine behavior.
Clandestine? We may not have entered Charlian as scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities. Our only purpose in this city is to seek the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
'Tis not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge, but the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact. With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an undertaking that demands the utmost discretion.
We have a secret job.
And we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
Disruptive foreign elements. They're scared of a catboy in a vest.
What then is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
Fuck you.
The Forum will convene to examine your case.
The council the Senate shall decide your fate.
Future in this city. As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
Rude.
Grah! But why? Is reading a crime now, too?
He gets a burger, don't worry, we'll make up for it.
Reading is encouraged, celebrated even. Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
He learned a forbidden spell down there.
Refusing to comply will only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a dialogue with the Forum.
They're scared of a catboy in a vest.
Silence is often one's best defense. I would advise against prolonging the proceedings with frivolous discourse.
Frivolous discourse. Right. Be destructive as possible, got it.
This is not the place for debate. The rostra await.
Cause civil discourse. Understood. They are afraid of a catboy in a vest.
Forgive me. I was careless.
We would have been detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
Let's get kicked out of the... I mean, not kicked out. You guys suck. Thanks.
This inquiry is now in session. As Speaker-elect, I will be presiding over the day's proceedings. Master Fortuner, would you be so kind as to restate the matter which compelled you to summon your colleagues with such urgency?
As you are all aware, we recently denied Eorzea's request for Charlian assistance. Since then, certain individuals dissatisfied with our decision have taken
Hey,
it
I
upon
wouldn't say we're
themselves to
dissatisfied.
interfere with our work.
I would just say mildly angry.
They entered our nation masquerading as associates of the students of Baldessian.
See, but this was never truly a lie because we technically are.
The Seventh Dawn. These militants wield influence with both the Eorzean and Eastern alliances. and are
I'm the warrior of
inextricably
freaking
involved with the
light, and
crises
you are
presently
afraid of a
afflicting
cat
the
boy
world.
wearing a Mikote vest.
Loose in our city, these warmongers sought to meddle with and expose matters of state secret. What are they, if not a dire threat to be expelled?
What a nice dude.
You have tarnished the good name of the students. Galuf would be ashamed.
Actually, Uno reverse card, Galuf would be okay with this. Let's all get angry. Woo!
Baldessian was never one to forsake his fellow man. Even
Politics.
if this nation closed every door and retreated from the world, he would have found a way to help the Scions, help every soul of this star.
Too bad Galuf ain't here.
The coming doom.
Final Fantasy V references. Ooh.
A terrible enemy stands poised to lay waste to all we hold dear. In the face of such madness, Eorzea reached out to Charlotte,
Daniel
a
wants to kill us
respected
all.
ally, in the hopes of forming a united front. Was your curt dismissal truly the best you could offer? Or are you so preoccupied with your momentous duty of an age long past that even the end of the world is unworthy of your attention?
Fight, fight, fight!
Whence came this revelation?
From the mouth of a forum member within fortuitous earshot.
Then it seems your findings support my own. The reason I visited the restricted shelves was to study records of the Forum's policy-making process, to better understand the historical trends underlying their most major decisions. At first glance, the positions of neutrality in war and the accumulation of knowledge above all else appear constant and consistent, the unchanging pillars of Sharlayan society. And once upon a time, I might have left it at that. These days, however, I am more attuned to the subtleties of governance, and so I noticed something odd.
When you run a government, so now you know how it all works.
From a particular point in time, the purpose of these policies shifted. No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge. The most conspicuous and telling change was the one which befell Labyrinthos. Once little more than an oversized storehouse, an enormous allocation of funds saw it transformed into an advanced research and archival facility. I also discovered a fascinating account on the finances of our Dravanian colony. The settlement attracted students from far and wide, and the connections and tuition fees thus acquired were funneled into further improvements for the archives. Now, there is no question that our nation's progress is tied to the acquisition of wisdom. Nevertheless,
Look at him go. He honestly gets this down to a T.
Borders on the obscene. But returning to the matter of when, our change in course appears to have been made some 270 years ago.
The very same period when Sharlayan scholars in the hinterlands began a formal study of the ethereal sea.
And y'all ran into Hydaelyn.
You found something, did you not? And whatever it was, gave rise to your oh-so-important duty.
Mind your tongue, Archon. If you had seen...
Yes. We are bound by a duty we cannot ignore. Knowing this, what would you have us do? Abandon
Stop being a dick.
And join you on the field of battle?
I would settle for you not being mean.
We will fulfill our mission, not through strife and bloodshed, but survival. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must then.
Do as you must, then. But we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Quite literally, actually, now that I think about it, we all die at the end of the game. Well, I almost die.
Such misguided zeal.
Fight me. I claim, parental rights over the twins.
Father, Master Fortuno, I fail to understand the stance you have elected to take. But by the same token, I have yet to find a compelling argument to counter the challenge you put to us in Gridania. Still, in the midst of my uncertainty, I must trust in myself to do what is right, as others have chosen
That's
to
my
trust
boy.
in me. So I will continue, as I always have, weighing the consequences of my every action, and allowing my hope for the future to inform my decisions.
That's my boy.
That's quite enough.
boy.
Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
Awkward. And then in comes, yeah, him. Whose name I can't ever really pronounce. Yeah, him.
Studium and an old friend of my grandfather's.
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, By their own admission, these Scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches. But there exists no evidence of an attempt to incite our citizens to do the same. Furthermore, while our decision may well have been the correct one, we cannot simply bull our way through these disagreements without inviting doubts or objections. Put yourselves in their place. Who among you would leave a tome unopened if an elder forbid you read it with no reason given? No. If we're to quell further discontent, then we must conclude this matter with a fair and even hand.
But that's not something the farm can do.
Order! We will have order! Master Montaigne raises some valid points. Keeping such concerns in mind, I propose we enforce the following measures. Until further notice, the students of Baldesion are to cease any and all activities within the domain of Sharlayan. You will also refrain from any further investigation into the Forum's decisions and duties. Failure to comply with these
Talk
restrictions
about
will result in
rude.
immediate expulsion
Look
of
at
your
them. Oops, sorry. Scions. You can't they're afraid of a Capway
Judgment
Navest.
to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand. I count 51 for and 48 against. The proposal is passed. Students, scions, you have heard the Forum's judgment. Pray abide by it, or face the consequences.
What if I want to face the consequences? Yeah.
Honored members, I thank you for your time. This inquiry is concluded.
You suck. At least he learned forbidden magic on the way. Let's meet the cool mom of the kids because she's cool. It's the cool mom. At least she was nice. Unlike Fortuno, I like her. It me, the Miko vest wearing boy. I was just surprised. I'll go have fun with the cool mom, who will become custom delivery in patch 6.15, which I'm genuinely looking forward to. Let's go visit their home. Going with the kids. Gotta get Alfino into Sage, and Alize into... Just wait till we go to the edge of... the universe. Literally. We're gonna go even further. It's the cool mom.
Welcome home,
my lady.
Well, damn. It's a nice house. Imagine living in a mansion. Couldn't be me.
stopping at?
Never been inside a mansion before.
Gods, please don't. It makes me feel like a spoiled princess.
Lord Fortuneau is not to hear of this visit. And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
As you wish, my lady.
Master Alphino, Mistress Alice, if you would accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
Go become a sage. This won't be awkward when I play sage on my other alt. I'm already wielding the forbidden arts here. I'm an Astro.
Friends have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures.
What do they write?
I am sure they withhold certain details, of course.
Right, did they tell you about the time,
Yet a mother worries all the same. In the early days especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scion's coin and other such donations. Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys
So, Mother,
and
today I sliced off a man's head.
It's clear that they have come to find value in every experience.
Yeah, because even in bad times, we at least get something out of it.
Most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been
all those times ago in Gardania.
It is plain they care for you, and I am glad they have such a
I would die for the twins, honestly. Gonna be completely honest, I so would.
Under normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you
In normal times, we wouldn't be in this situation in the first place, but you know, beggars can't be choosers.
With a tale or two of your exploits.
So here are all the happy times I've had in my life.
When you mentioned gifts, I wasn't sure what to expect. Mother,
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the style is to your liking?
That's my kiddos. Time for Alphino to be a sage. We can wield the arts together.
Exactly what I would have chosen. But please, tell me you had something different made for Alphino.
Naturally. You are hardly little children anymore. And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become. See for yourself.
I love how we've always had red and blue.
Thank you for the splendid clothes, Mother. Stylish, comfortable, and eminently practical.
I am so glad you like them.
He's a sage.
However,
boom, just like that. I'm already wielding Astro. We can wield the arts together. That's my boy. He's reclassed from that dorky... I'm not sure what they called him before in the first place.
They belonged to your father.
Plot twist, Fortunato used to be
Though he
a
may as well
sage.
chained to his desk these days. As a student, he was often called upon to venture into the field.
How awkward is this if you are a
He
sage?
wielded those armaments.
Do tell me more.
In no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have braved, perhaps, but battles nonetheless.
We fought
Thus did I
gods.
pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now.
He's just...
And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House LIII commissioned artistry.
Wall is just smiling in the background. Become a sage. Reclass for the first time since you got that book.
I am told these devices are quite difficult to master. But someone of your experience,
I'm just smiling in the background.
About with grace and aplomb.
Yeah.
The wisdom in that crystal serve you well.
I want to know what this is like if you're a sage. Like, oh, do tell me more about sage.
Father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
We'll try. But no promises of success. I will never like Fortunato.
We will, Mother. I promise.
And I promise to keep these kids safe.
My final gifts to you before you run off are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fortunato has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work.
Because everything he did was for them.
I do not know the Forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
Oh, Mother.
We shall take your wisdom to heart. Thank you again for these gifts, and farewell for now.
Safe travels, my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
Let's ninja roll out of here. We were never here. I'll protect those kids, literally. Even though they're going to die when we reach the end of this game. Well, die in the sense that they sacrifice their body. It's complicated, man. And then I'm gonna nearly die, but that's like in 30 hours. We're not even close. Okay, guys. Let's die on the inside. Okay, team. Let's have an internal debate. I am gonna do Tower of Zod. Okay, I think I have this down. Sorta. Mostly. Kinda. Yes. See, Graha's got this on point. He says, fortunately, even with the harsh red tears, it doesn't stem from not from anger, I think desperation, because Fortunate's just trying to do all of this for the kiddos. He just needs them to get on the ship, as he says. Okay, crew. Let's Tower of Zod, because we can. The real question is, do I really want to heal Tower of Zod and Trust?
Your time in Thafnir has certainly been eventful. In my opinion, carrying out Vitra's request and assaulting the Tower of Zot should be our highest priority.
I agree. While I still have questions concerning the Forum and their grand undertaking, we have all but exhausted our avenues of
Let's go to Thavnir together, like the crew we are.
Simply pressing them any harder on the subject will almost certainly result in our expulsion. Therefore, I suggest we explore the ethereal sea connection.
Hey, Matoya, can you study this?
Then make our way to Thavnir.
I wonder, even with the protection these talismans afford us, what can we hope to achieve once inside the tower?
Break it.
According
Destroy
to
it.
Orenvold and Frodola's report, they were unable to free the Emulga. Worse, their attempts triggered the tower's defenses, which led to a summoning of Luna Afrit.
What does it tell us that the Spires even have such defenses? Simply pulling a prisoner from the wall is fatal. Thus the direct approach is doomed to failure from the outset. Any further measures to dissuade such actions seem unnecessary. Unless, of course, there is a way to free the prisoners without killing them. Then it stands to reason that any intruders would be met with overwhelming force.
The towers appeared throughout the world in but the twinkling of an eye. 'Twas by magical means these structures were raised, I surmise. A spire thus conjured must needs be maintained. And I suspect an arcane catalyst, some manner of core, doth lie hidden within. Destroy the core, and the tower ceaseth to be, thus liberating the captives without harm.
So we can hope, and I would prefer to enter the tower with a working theory than with no plan at all.
It's the world's worst plan. I'm all for it. I mean, great plan.
The chances of the defenses remaining dormant are small to none. Any prime
The Zot boys are gonna try to kill us.
defeating one will likely only lead to the summoning of another. Our every victory will only compound the prisoner's suffering.
Okay, I'm having an internal debate.
Those proficient in healing will focus on...
Oh, wait!
That duty can be covered by Urianger, Kryl, Yostola, and myself.
I forgot I'm a healer, which means I get the special third option here.
Admittedly, this strategy puts both parties at greater risk, but it should bolster our chances of saving the Arcosodra by a considerable margin.
No, there is a problem with this plan, and I'll say it when we get there. When you're a healer.
Of course not. As our most talented healer, we need you leading the fam, fighting primals on the front lines.
Well, a literal healer, my joke to you.
All that remains is to carry it out. I will inform Rads at Han of our movements, so let us make our preparations and regroup near the tower.
The military post in what's left of the Hamsa hatchery should serve as a convenient staging point.
That sounds
There is a problem with Tower of Zot and the AIs.
The confluence is there for those who need it, so there's no excuse for being late.
Let's go beat the crap out of some Magus sisters. I'm a Miko Vesperian Capoid. Charge! And I'm having a very serious internal debate on if I want to. I'm learning trust, but the question becomes, do I want to heal it? Because there is a problem with Zot. Yeah, there is a problem with Zot. A problem that, honestly, I don't know if anyone actually saw. Or if they were just like, eh, it's fine, and continued writing it anyway. Look, there it is. I had almost forgotten what it was like to have the towers there because I spent so much time on my alts. That are my main and primal, which have been done. Oh, that's my hunt. I can wait. But if I don't do it as Astro, I'm missing out on the first time bonus, which would then... See, and I'll explain it when we get to the... There is an issue. There is an issue with it. And it involves Thancred. Howdy, let's Tower of Zot, boys. There is a problem with this. Look at that beautiful tower! In its spookiness. Woo! Alright, crew. Let's commit murder together. Vitra! You know what would have been funny is if the warding scales had, like, broken down, and then all of a sudden things go backwards. 'Cause, you know, at least I don't need to... I love this, yes! Anyway, with the blessing that light can go. Looks at me! You can finally break your monopoly on primals. in that case, they're all yours from now on. I can nap. You can't let you retire just yet, darn it. Well, by all means, commit murder for me. I want to go nap. Okay, here is the issue with how this is set up. There is an issue. Okay? We will be fighting the Magus sisters. That's not the issue. I think it's neat. I know the Magus sisters. Okay, ready? Wait for the epic Tower of Zot now accessible. There is an issue with the trust run here. Tower of Zot now accessible. The duty finder has been updated with a new regular duty. Finally, we've made it to the 81 dungeon. There is an issue with the trust thing here. I'm going to pull up the menu. In order for Thancred to do his abilities, he needs his Gunbreaker abilities. He needs either Urianger or Ursula in the party. But they are not available for Zot, which means Thancred is kind of useless in this dungeon. Which is why I think... And I can't really, I don't like Thancred's AI when he can't do his Gunbreaker stuff. Because he needs one of these two to do it. But they're both written to be on the other side. So, though I love playing Astro on Catboy, Aether Catboy is Astro, I think for my sanity, I'm gonna have to adjust my XP to account for the loss of it on Astro. But I think I'm gonna tank it. And better yet, the question is, which tank do I want to play on it? I'm gonna probably do just DRK like I've done before. It's throwback hour. I normally would play as Astro, but in this specific dungeon, in this specific instance, all other ends of mine, all the other dungeons, I will play Astro. In this specific instance, I cannot bring Thancred because he sucks. Woo! Let's Tower of Zot. The Tower of Zot. Full of Final Fantasy V references. I mean 4, not 5. Numbers. Thumbs up. This is the only time I'm taking a dungeon on Aether. I should have done it as Warrior because Warrior is invincible as heck. Alright, let's do this. I've been here 1,000 times. Christ. One day my DRK will be good. Oh, I don't even have Oblation yet. This is the only time I am thinking a dungeon on. I just can't. I can't put up with Thancred's AI when he can't do his Gunbreaker stuff. And all of the dungeons, I can pick Graha as tank, so it'll be the Catboy squad. Well, exception of the 87, but the 87, Katisis is a special place in general. Katisis is special. This is the only time I am breaking my Catboy. He's a healer. It's just when Thancred can't do his Gunbreaker abilities, he kind of becomes the world's worst tank. But they wrote this into an absolute mess. Think of the trust players. Time to fight the Magus sisters. Red, green, yellow. That's the order. And a Final Fantasy IV reference. Make up for the loss of XP on Astro, I'll probably just do like PvP under Astro today. Ah, shoot, I'm dying. I should have gone as War, because War's raw intuition is too good. Wait. Where's my DRK self-sustain? What happened to it? Actually, I solved the lack of self-sustain issue. All they have to do is give a soul survivor back, and like everything would be fine. You underestimate me. Oh hey, Cindy gets to be in the party. See, Alize technically can AoE now. In the sense that because we're holy and fire and flare and stuff are all AoEs now, so first I'll see just how much XP I get off of this run. I just need to account for the first time bonus. Woohoo! You know, I finally learned how to tell what the AoE is going to be. Finally. It was on like my 20th run, realistically. It's all about the debuff. Arlene, you perpetual of him. Hallowed be thy name. Grant me the courage for standing at the location so the boss 7% hit. I'm sorry, I'm trying to be a blue DPS. He's so angry. I forgot that 3,000 MP. I don't even need the loot. Charge! But does anyone else remember in the before the first patch when Dungeon XP was like really crappy because it wasn't even half the bar? Trust got more. Trust made more. The good old days. Launch day days. pool is big. What could possibly go wrong? I'm not an invincible warrior. I really should have done some more. I hate that I say I should have done this as war because you all know I love DRK. But it doesn't have self-sustain anymore, and only war does. It's not fair. I also have the world's worst living dead mechanic, so at least they're fixing that finally after years of complaining. Oh, I'm gonna die. Yup. I should have gone as warrior. That was my fault. See? No self-sustain. I should have gone as war. Also, DRK has more buttons than all the other tanks. Because this is the only one where I have to go into the third hopper. Round 2. Shit, no, I should have done Abyssal Drain! I forgot Abyssal and Carb share its stupid cooldown. Welcome to Pengu's still not happy with how DRK plays out, and it's been 3 months. It's okay, 6.1's right around the corner, it's gonna fix DRK, or at least that's what UGP said. But why would I ever believe him when it comes to job changes? And before Pengu, DRK does the most DPS. Yes, it's true, we do the most DPS. However, we also lack sustain. And in dungeons, it means we're shit. And that's not fun! There's my LB. She's just gonna jump into the middle. Not to mention, the RK84 trait enhanced to unmend is kind of useless. Who needs a faster cooldown on plunge? No one. The mechanics still went up. Oh, it's an upwards. Okay, so looks like I'm gonna have to account for... I'll just run PvP on Nashro today. Oh, we're almost there. Charge! I'm in danger, so I'm gonna go right here.
underestimate me!
I have you now.
Let's beat the crap out of the Mega Sisters together! Sorry about this, but also... not sorry. Harbingers are like the Mega Sisters. Mapping the realm. The Tower of Zot. Not that you could see Zot, but that's what it says. Little does he know, we're just going to have to fight all three of them anyway. We just barely missed that. We're gonna have to see. She targets it so that it hits both? Or at least hits the one. She's whichever one has... See, it's funny because in 4 you go in the opposite kill order. You go this one first. Or at least you're supposed to. Optimal schmoptimal rate. Okay, how much XP do I need to account for? I need to account for like 90% of the bar. Okay. PvP it is. Smelly sisters. I'm fine with the XP going on DRK anyway. We did it! But we're never happy. Honestly, all things considered, that run was fairly smooth, and that takes about just the amount of same time that it takes me to run Tower of Zot with people, so... Because I get bad luck when it comes to Party Finder. I mean Duty Finder. Alright, crew. I'll take my freebie loot to see if I get the... I was hoping for the orchestration roll, but whatever. Or the minion. Beggars can't be choosers, I guess. The rest of MSQ will be played as Astro.
Is everyone alright?
No, my sanity is not okay.
We fortified the captives with what magics we could. Have the defenses been disabled? All appears quiet for the moment.
The lower floors were disturbing enough, but this place feels wrong. The ether is heavy and thick, like wading through a quagmire.
Bad ether. Bad vibes! Oh god, bad vibes! I'm just killing my game. My last 2 games are just bad vibes.
What sayest thou, Stolen?
I see it. Ether siphoned from the land runs up through the spire, flowing.
It's almost like they're powering up Anima. Come, Anima.
This is the core we seek. Yet something is off. As large as this structure is, it siphons far more ether than is required to sustain it. 'Tis as if the core is feeding on the energy, consuming it. I need to take a closer look. Curious. There is something there embedded inside the core.
Yeah, I'd rather we not.
A man's limb.
This is what we came to destroy?
Yes, if you would be so kind.
One Estonian angry Dragoon jump later. And now we're all done. Time for a Catboy magic.
And that should be the end of it.
Nope. Never. The lava falls down. Carl down, Carl down.
What now?
My theory that the tower might come crashing down following the core's destruction doth appear to be correct.
Bully for you! And how are we supposed to survive the fall?
Don't worry, we have a trick up our sleeves.
What of the prisoners below?
The floor beneath our very feet dissolves. Brace yourselves.
Time for Catboy magic. Forbidden spell.
I pray I'm not too late.
Poof. And then we all... I am the first one up, like the true champion I am. What's a tower? It's dead. Awkward.
What happened? Where are we?
Tower gone poof.
By my reckoning, we're still on the island where the tower stood. But 'tis as if it never existed. Hardly a scratch. But how?
Forbidden spells. Thumbs up.
Raha wove a levitation spell at the last moment. Large enough to catch everyone, it would seem.
Quite literally everyone.
That explains the lack of obvious injuries.
The expenditure of so much ether has taken its toll. He will need plenty of rest, but should otherwise be none the worse for wear.
Then the immediate problem is what to do with our new friends here. They'll be much changed for their time in the tower. Even if their bodies are intact, I doubt we could say the same for their minds.
Alright, who's enthralled?
Angelo and I will take care of that.
I have every faith in you, Alize, but there are just too many for you to treat alone.
We'll send at once to Eorzea for more porksies, and call on the local mages to lend a hand.
Hail, Scions! We were watching the tower when it simply disappeared. What happened here?
The threat is banished, and thy people delivered. They are, however, in need of treatment, and we of a secure locale and helping hands to assist us in its provision.
You shall have all this and more. Come, let us convey these unfortunate souls to the city.
Good stuff. Okay, I'm immediately gonna swap back to Astro. That's the only time I'm tanking a dungeon here. Charge! At least you can, like, kind of hang out here. Wait a second. You can talk with Estinian? The door! Wait. There was map lore here the entire time? Wait, there was map lore here the entire time? So that, I'm sorry, I never actually saw that down here. This is a door of Uznair, which leads to the lost canal, or lost or hidden canal of Uznair, depending on which map you're doing. Which is RNG Treasure Vault. And here's Estinian telling me that it's just a rich family going LOL. Sorry, I meant why does it spin the camera that way? Hang on one second. I'm trying to do a screenshot. Can't believe there was freaking lore here the entire time, but I never even. I find maps to be the most funny piece of lore in the first place. Because it's just while going, hey, a portal that popped up in my map. I may as well look at it, right? Or go into it. And here's the standing going, yeah, when you're doing Uznair, it's just a family going, LOL. I love this game. Well, now we have the lore, hidden lore behind Uznair, which hosts a good theme when you do the hidden canal. I already know how to get to the Megaduda. Can't believe I found Uznair lore. Pengu can have a little Uznair lore as a treat. Pengu can have Uznair lore as a treat. Let's meet with Vitra! Woo! This will be the last thing we do today. We're just gonna vibe and get to the end of this dash a bit of MSQ.
last to arrive. I hope we've not kept you waiting.
Not at all. Your comrade is feeling better, I trust.
Much better, thank you. Harness remedies are certainly potent, in more ways than one.
One becomes accustomed to the taste, although I hope you never have cause to do so. Pray, take your ease.
Full glad I am to see you all unharmed.
That's my Catboy.
Valiant scions, for your heroism, you have my boundless gratitude. You cast down that dire tower and set free its hapless captives. You cleanse their souls of its corrupting influence. No words of thanks will suffice. In place of platitudes, I offer a bounty of warding scales. Pray accept your due reward, along with the goodwill of Radzatan.
Alchemists throughout the land were put to work in the forging of your talismans. The finished ones have been collected, and now await you at the High Crucible of Alchemia. Present this letter when you are ready to take them into your possession.
We are humbled by your generosity. Know that the inventive wisdom of Radzatan will be vital in restoring serenity to our star.
Every single one of those scales came from you, didn't they? You must still be in such pain.
Tis of no moment, a mere annoyance compared to the dreadful suffering inflicted upon this land and its people.
Albeit brief, my involvement in the Dragonsong War afforded me a glimpse of the myriad sorrows which consumed both dragon and man. Though you were half a world away, such tragedies as befell your kin must have affected you deeply. And yet, you chose to live among men.
In the age when that conflict first bloomed, my choice had already been made. In some distant place, man slew dragon, and dragon slaughtered man. Yet no hate could I muster for those smiling faces which did look to me for guidance. Not even my brother's righteous rage could rally me to his cause.
Feature was just too chill.
I huddled here, secret and still, hoping against hope that which I had built would remain untouched by the chaos and carnage.
'Twould seem we share the same desire for peace, great Vritra. To that end, I wonder if we might trouble you with another question. The Telophoroi are intent on recreating the final days, an apocalyptic event which we know to predate the sundering of the star. As the longest lived among us, know you aught of this terrible cataclysm?
Nay, when war and strife drove my sire from his home, he crossed the great expanse with only our unhatched eggs as company. He alighted upon a shattered source, its 13 reflections long since scattered beyond the rift. Of events preceding his arrival, he knoweth naught, save that which Hydralin hath deigned to disclose.
I see. So again, 'tis the inscrutable Hydralin to whom we must look for answers.
Seek you to divine the will of this star? If so, I have a tale which may afford you some small comfort.
Heidelin's chill, I swear. Don't insult Vina.
'Tis a story from my youth, many, many years ago. To my sire, I once posed the question, of all the stars in the sky, why didst thou settle upon this one? To which Midgardsummer did reply, 'twas the last bastion of hope. He believed so long as Hydralin endured, so too might dragonkind. Solemn and portentous were his words. What deeper meaning they held, I could not, dared not pursue. 'Tis a stone I've left unturned ever since. Yet take you solace in the knowledge that whatsoever Hydralin does strive towards, 'tis an ideal which hath earned my sire's conviction.
Thank you, Vritra. You've given us warm reassurance in a world gripped by cold uncertainty.
Heidelin is chill, I swear. I miss Vina.
While I'm sure we all have a great many questions, I think it's time we collect the talismans and be on our way.
Yeah, we should
Our
go.
fight against the Telophoroi is far from finished.
We must take our leave, but please do inform us if we can provide any further assistance.
I still can't believe I found his iron lore with the Stinian. But wait, we have to chat about how you offer.
A moment.
I like a moment here. What's up, buddy? Look at him. He's so chill.
Whom my sire hath judged worthy of honor and respect. The one known to men as Eorzea's champion. This hero of renown and rumor.
It's me, Miko vest wearing Catboy.
I knew it to be so. From man and dragon alike have I learned of thine exploits. 'Twas a revelation most pleasing that thou, a child of man, had gained Midgardsummer's trust. But alongside mine elation runneth a rivulet of dread. For upon thy life's reel wind too many threads of fate, power, wheel enmeshed with woe. Amidst this tangled knot, thou shalt know no rest. 'Tis an endless confluence of forces, a struggle without surcease. More terrible still is the attrition wrought upon thy companions, as they are swept up in the storm of thine existence.
Wise words from Vitra. Watch out for my friends. They quite literally gonna die at the end. Look at all of my friends who have already died. Yeah!
Take heart and protect them well. They will be your strength and your salvation.
You know, this line is really funny, because that's literally what it's going to become in the end. The Prayer of Hope buff.
Even cowering behind my curtain, I know the suffering of the powerful. I have watched my siblings driven mad by loss. Thus do I exhort thee to spare no effort to keep thy loved ones safe.
Apologies. We hadn't meant to interrupt.
You were interrupting my moment with Vitra.
It's just that we do have a history of suddenly collapsing, and when you didn't follow us out...
'Tis I who must apologize.
He was just telling me, y'all, I have to protect you guys and keep you guys close, and in turn, you will protect me and be my strength. And yeah.
Go. At war's end, I pray I welcome thee back into my hall, where together with thy joyful comrades, you may toast your
I'll only be mostly dead. Thumbs up. God, I look so great in my vest. I've done the entire game in this vest. It's called fashion. It's fine. It's a secret. What were Vitra and I talking about? It's a secret. I'm just thinking about how I killed my emotions on day 1 of Endwalker oh so long ago. Many months ago, I killed my emotions so for this game by playing after this expansion in one day. Good times, right? And now here I am for the 3rd time, just enjoying the good vibes. The kids are lost. It's okay, I have Red Hand memorized like the back of my hand. Though I don't hang out here, I hang out in Australia, and I do know this place. Let's get it, friends. Can't believe I found his Dire Lore thing with the stingy animal people.
We were promised.
So many
Yes,
boxes!
Hannah made a quick count. There are far more than we could have hoped for. Enough to outfit an entire company of soldiers, in fact. Considering the involved process, that they were able to manufacture so many in such a short span of time is nothing short of a miracle.
Once we have distributed them to our allies in Eorzea and the Far East, we'll have a fighting chance to bring
What if
down
we
their
just go to
spies,
Garlegon?
just as we did with the Tower of Zot.
Or we could use them to invade Garlemald proper, and strike directly at the Telophoroid's base of operations.
I love how we have footfalls in the background.
Of course, we would need to consult with various alliance leaders before such a drastic measure could even be contemplated. To which end, I could set out forthwith and present the idea to each of our allies in person.
Pray allow me to undertake some few of those journeys. I find myself restless and in need of purposeful duties.
I can head eastward. Bosnia and Dalmasca are just a short hop from here. And Doma's shinobi network should come in handy for passing on the word.
We shall share the burden then. Meanwhile, I think it best that you and the others take the talismans back to the Baldessian Annex. We must keep them safe and secure until we've decided upon a course of action.
Please, I must speak with you.
It's our pal! We're gonna go to Garlegon tomorrow, not today.
Nidana, you're awake.
Yes. When I spoke with the carer at my bedside, she told me that one of the scions, a young woman, had cleansed me of the tower's corruption. It seems I'd been asleep ever since the treatment. But when I awoke and learned you were all still here, I knew I had to come.
Everyone looks at Alizé.
As you said, Nidana was captured only recently. Such a brief exposure is swiftly cured, so I tended to her before we gathered at Megaduta.
And I am truly grateful that you did. I cannot
Now
thank
tell
you
me
enough.
about Dynamis. I mean, we don't, Akasha.
All of you, for everything you've done. Destroying the tower, rescuing our people. You've saved Thavnair from an awful fate.
Wait a minute, ironically, I think the song is called Dynamis. It is.
Yet who hath truly saved whom? Due in no small part to thine inspirational courage, the alchemists were successful
That's so
in
funny.
producing warding scales of proven efficacy. Replications of thy work now stand ready to travel across the seas unto the hands of those.
We're gonna go kick some butt with these bad boys.
rising evil.
The talisman? Is this true?
Yeah. Look at those boxes. Can I sit in the box?
Oh, I was so groggy from sleep. I didn't even think to ask. Oh, our great work sent across the seas. It was worth it. Oh, it was all worth it.
All those 10 to 10 shifts. Hang on, my pocket is glowing.
Look at that. Its color is completely changed.
What do you have there?
It's a magic flower called Opus.
How unusual. I wonder if the effect is a reaction to Akasha.
It's called Dynamis.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that term.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemy.
Dynamis.
Though a gross
The
oversimplification,
song.
some describe it
Ha!
as the essence
I see through Soken. It's emotions.
Distinct from ether.
It's emotions, man. Like right now.
Scholars often conflate the two.
I feel like crying.
Them as separate concepts. Ether is an energy which permeates the land. It exists within animals, objects, even the
Akasha is just vibes.
affecting all through which it flows.
And we'll learn about this when we hit the 86.
Akasha, on the other hand, exists in a domain beyond our reach. A gift bestowed from on high, or torn from the heavens in celebration.
Torn from the heavens.
Akasha can neither be created nor destroyed.
It's the emotions, man. It's dynamis.
Purposefully alter or manipulate. The only thing observed to influence it is an abundance of, I want to say, spiritual emotion. As a veteran of the battlefield, surely you've experienced moments of desperation or exaltation when you've transcended the usual limits of your capabilities. That is a manifestation of Akasha, the invisible essence harnessed by
My dynamis telling me you can't die here, dude.
I really must hear more about this theory. Our disciplines are based entirely upon the idea that ether is the fundamental form of all energy.
You know, the size comparison here is kind of funny.
I'm glad my haphazard explanation has piqued your interest.
Don't worry,
But even for us, Akasha is a somewhat abstract field of study.
we'll learn about it later. It's a surprise tool that'll help us later.
Poorly to formalized research. Which is why my analysis of your flower can amount to little more than idle speculation. I am sorry.
It's a surprise tool that'll help us later.
Nonsense. You have nothing to be sorry for.
My flower is happy.
Much appreciated.
I'm just gonna shove it back in my pocket.
Shall we depart for Charlian then? I will see to it that the talismans arrive at the annex.
What if I just carry the boxes myself?
And we will be in touch once our talks are concluded. I suggest you rest while you can.
Thank it. So, like, the stuff is about to go down. See, now, innocent me didn't think he was serious, but once you are out of this part, once you do finish 81, once you start the 82/83, it really is. Stuff goes down. Because everything goes down once you get to Garlegon. Literally. Glad we're all happy. My flower is happy. The last dash of happiness in my life. Before we commit to the, oh god, everything actually happens now. Kyle! Mandatory sleep! Because we're finished with this bit of MSQ. Let's go eat dinner with... It's time for Borger. Borger.
Take heart and protect them well.
We took this lesson to heart. Time for the best scene in this game. The best scene right here.
Good, you're here. You haven't eaten yet, have you?
This is the best scene.
Quite a spread if you're interested. Only the finest dining.
I love how they chose to come to Wall's room. This is the best scene. He finally gets to eat his burger. You know, I could go for a burger right now. I gotta have lunch soon. She said no pickles. What a cool, calm, collected crew we are.
Lest you wonder, we invited Estinian as well.
But
he refused with a rather grim-faced, "No, thank you." I suspect Charlian cuisine is not to his liking.
He's also just a lone wolf.
Oh, I don't know about that. Perhaps our lone wolf just needed some time apart.
What? To perfect his brooding stare?
Look, don't underestimate the hours that have to go.
Drag him out by the ear, sit him down in front of a Charlian feast.
Don't underestimate the time it takes to perfect the brooding, man.
An excellent idea. Of all people, warriors must take proper meals and rest if they are to maintain a healthy constitution.
Poor Estinian, beset on all sides.
Our chill vibes. And then he's just eating his burger. It's the best cutscene.
Speaking of one's physical condition, Mistress Quile, I hear you recently played literal host to Heidelin herself.
And what an experience that was. Tiring, yes, but no lasting harm done. If anything, I should have liked to speak with her longer.
Don't worry.
I've felt a hint of her presence since.
We'll see her in a minute.
Heidelin instructed you to carry that flower, yes?
She said carry this flower.
'Twill be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. And then
we'll understand what it all means when shit goes down.
Was it? Come to think of it, isn't that what happened with Nidana back in Radsat Han?
The flower did seem to radiate a joyful glow, as if reflecting the elation we all felt, the relief of a people with renewed hope.
Indeed, and in turn I felt buoyed by that radiance. 'Twas akin to spotting a beacon and knowing we were on the right path. I know we've not yet triumphed over the Telophoroi, or learned the full breadth of the Forum's plans. But even within the midst of our struggles, we find small moments of joy to sustain us. Rare and hard-won perhaps, but it is this pursuit of happiness that gives us the strength to carry on day after day.
That's my catboy. The best scene.
That's mine.
It's
To the, the spoils. Though I recall that levitation spell of yours was quick enough.
This is the best scene.
And even at my best, I'm still too slow to wield it effectively in battle. Mayhap I simply require more practice with this new magic.
You unearthed it from the depths of Numenon, I presume?
Aye, and from a veritable mountain of arcane tomes at that. 'Twas necessary to facilitate my solitary explorations.
Or, to put it simply, you used it to sneak around the Forbidden Archives.
Yes. Well,
this is the best scene. He's short. He's short. Short people problems.
They're tall, you see. The shelves, they're too tall for me. And I could hardly move the library's platforms without attracting attention now, could I?
Oh.
Short people problems. I too, as a short person, would wield forbidden levitation art to reach a shelf. Look, it's the moon. Moonshot! That's the best scene.
I'm not that ambitious. But 'tis pleasant to idle away the hours every once in a while.
Just chill vibes. Just wait till my chill vibes are ruined. This is like the best cutscene because it's like, alright, you get one last chill moment right before everything else. This is it. Because here we go, here's Xenos. Moonshot. And here's Stan Daniel.
Enjoying the bracing cold, I see. Do you not own a warm coat or a cloak? Something in fur? Or fashioned from the skins of your enemies? Or... well, never mind that. I come to you once more as the bearer of bad news. Our tower in Thavnir has been toppled, and I need not tell you by whom. Given how many we have at our disposal, the loss of a single spire is hardly fatal to our plans. It does, however, slow the rate at which we siphon the ether. If they continue to preoccupy themselves with the towers, then all will be well. But should our foe prove bold enough to strike at us here, then the timing becomes questionable.
Our foe is bold enough. Of that, I can assure you.
Yes, very well then. I suppose I must prepare a proper welcome, honestly. Talk of your nemesis is the only thing you seem to enjoy. Does nothing else spark your interest?
No. All else.
What a dude.
Equally tedious, equally disappointing. The world is a tepid bog into which we sink, too weak to thrash as the mud clings to our eyes and fills our throats till we blissfully choke.
What a dude.
But then came the light, blinding and pure and hot, so very hot, enough to set my soul aflame. I
Moonshot.
basked in the afterglow until the void yawned once more, and then I knew the muck would never claim me again. There was naught for me ahead, so I drew the curtain on all that had come before. Burn. Burn. Let the whole star burn.
What a dude.
I will reclaim my moment.
How wonderful that the emptiness of death has not dissuaded you from committing your life to its pursuit once more. I don't know whether to envy you or pity you.
You question my disinterest, but what of yours? Despite your noisome antics, I sense you take little pleasure in this endeavor.
Mercy, my lord. Such pointed barbs from one who barely acknowledges my existence. Nevertheless, you are mistaken.
He just wants to become Zodiac and die.
Somewhat enjoyable. You see, when I was mortal, I would always have the same dream. It was a fragmented thing, disjointed, all the faces incomplete. The setting, too, was unknown to me. so I thought it simply a fantasy of my sleeping mind. Until one day, I realized it was showing me the truth. Much as your dream of the final days enlightened you. And soon, very soon, the rest of the world will see the truth of my dream, too. Yes, I think that is something we can both enjoy.
Moon shot. We've done it, Pog. On wings of hope. You rise up through the night. Yeah. Okay. That is enough prog for the day, is it not? I need to go get lunch anyway. We're making it slow but surely. Catboy's Adventure.